at loads of $100 prizes. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest, now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
For professional cleaning services, Clean and Shine in New Stanton is the place for you. They provide commercial and residential cleaning, porter services, carpet cleaning, stripping and waxing, construction cleanups, and car cleaning. For free estimates, call 724-691-0413, email info@cleanandshine14.org, or visit their website, cleanandshine14.org. We clean so you can shine.
Amador Transit, locally owned and operated by the Scott family, have been helping students travel to school safely in the Fayette County area for more than 4 years. Amador Transit is a proud sponsor of Laurel Highlands High School sports and wishes all the area teams good luck. For more information about Amador Transit, call them 724-439-3164. 724-439-3164, or stop by their office at 253 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown.
It's time for The Lighter Side with Ron Barry, being brought to you today by the Brownsville Historical Society and Nemacolin Castle, the Sandwich Shop and Deli, Tate's Auto Repair, Jeffrey W. Hughes Photography, Tracy Counseling Center, and John and Son Catering.
Don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
Hello, 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 and welcome to The Lighter Side. I'm your host, Ron Barry. Show number 84 on this cool but bright and sunny day here in beautiful downtown Uniontown. I'm back after a 3-week tour of Europe, Asia, and the subcontinent. And I'm a seasoned traveler. Actually not. I didn't go anywhere, but it's nice to think about it. So glad to be back behind the microphone for your weekly dose of silliness and nonsense. So, to talk football, Notre Dame just finished up a 3-week homestand. I was there for all 3 games. Got the pleasure of meeting Joe Theismann and Plexico Burress while I was out there. Joe Theismann, of course, is a Notre Dame legend. And, of course, Jerome Bettis was there as well. His son plays, so he's at every game. So it's good to see some of those Notre Dame and NFL greats. Now, Plexico Burress has a son that plays on the team, and so he was there as well. So you never know who you're going to run into out there at Notre Dame. And it was a fun 3-game stand. We're back next week. This week, the Irish take on Boston College in Boston, and the week after, we're back at home against undefeated Navy. And with me today is Nick Barczyk. Hi, Nick.
Ron, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. And you know what? Navy's undefeated, yet they're unranked.
Wow.
Did you notice that?
Disrespect, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're 7-0, and they're not ranked at all.
Interesting.
Can't figure that out.
I think their schedule's weak, but still, that's, you're undefeated this late in the year.
Yes.
Should get some recognition.
I don't know. Well, they're FBS as far as I know, aren't they?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So they should be contenders for the playoffs if they're if they remain undefeated. So that ought to be a good one. We beat USC at home. That was a good one. We beat Boise State in their first ever visit to South Bend. They did not bring the Smurf turf with them.
No, the blue turf, yes.
No, but it was a good 3-game homestand. So team's looking good. Jeremiah Love, maybe a dark horse candidate for the Heisman. Who knows? I'm hoping. He's a real standout this year. But anyway, without further ado, let's get to the bad dad joke of the day.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Ron, what's up?
Did I ever tell you about the time I was going to open a restaurant aboard the Goodyear blimp?
You did not.
It was a great idea, but it never got off the ground.
Oh.
Uh,
Hold on. Stand by.
All
Get
right.
your rim shot here. See, you're not working with TJ, so this is what
yeah.
happens.
I know. Well,
There we go. Do we have it? I don't know what that is. It's elevator music.
yeah, it is.
It said rim shot, but then it plays elevator music.
Maybe
I
that's the
don't-
name of that particular tune. I don't know.
I don't like it.
There we go.
We got it now.
All right.
Finally, you're working with a professional.
Oh,
Maybe.
Always. All right. So, well, anyway, a segment that I started a few months ago is called Bad Dad News. It's all the bad from all the dads all around the clock and around the world. All right, so here's the headlines in Bad Dad News. Researchers at the Travel Channel have determined the best place to eat waffles on the beach. The answer? San Diego.
Ah,
A self-defense expert has announced that he has come up with a way to defend yourself against a group of attacking clowns. The answer? Go for the juggler. A local high school student was suspended yesterday for imitating a chicken. The principal was quoted as saying, he used foul language. A woman was arrested for selling batteries to children at the local playground. When asked what she was being charged with, a police spokesman said she was selling C-cells by the seesaw.
oh, they're coming through, man.
Hershey is introducing an MP3 player, those still around, an MP3 player completely made of chocolate. Test groups agree that it sounds pretty sweet. A man was hospitalized for being addicted to chocolate, marshmallows, and nuts. Doctors say he will recover, however, it will be a rocky road.
I like that. That was a good one.
A new company is making pants out of spider webs. They look great, but the fly keeps getting stuck. And finally, in sports, a new study shows that tennis players are divorcing in record numbers. The reason? Love means nothing to them.
Ah, brilliant.
Yeah, just I know the listeners really missed that. They're probably all ran to the fridge to get a sandwich or something.
Oh, they're on the floor.
Yes.
They're guffawing.
Yeah, guffawing.
Guffawing. Chortling.
Yeah, chortling and guffawing. There
Yeah,
we
that's
go.
it. You like that?
All right, yeah. Those are some old time laugh references there. So,
Sure.
All right, so today, Nick, I'm going to talk about something. Maybe it doesn't resonate with your childhood, but it did in mine. And it was Halloween costumes in a box. Were you part of that generation, or was that a little bit after you?
It was a little bit after me, yeah.
Okay.
I have some Halloween memories, but not about the costumes in the box specifically.
Well, you know, when I was a kid in Brownsville, growing up in Brownsville, we'd go down to G.C. Murphy's, and they would have boxes and boxes of Halloween costumes. It was always the same thing. They were made by three companies: Collegeville, which was made in Pennsylvania, Halco, which was made in Pennsylvania, and Ben Cooper, which was made in New York. But they were all the same thing. They had this vinyl, like almost gown type thing that you would tie behind you, and this thin plastic, brightly painted mask with two eye holes and a mouth hole cut out in it. And, you know, after you've had it on for a few minutes, you know, the moisture would build up and, it would just be dripping with saliva. You know, that's a nice picture to paint, but they had all the characters at the time. They had, the main part of the costume, or the gown, I call it, it was usually made of vinyl, and vinyl doesn't breathe very well. Vinyl doesn't breathe at all, but it had something printed on it, and then in a bright, colorful mass, it was laid on top. So when you looked at the costume, there was a cellophane window in the box, and the mask sat right on top of it. So the mask would grab your attention, okay, and then you know, usually on the side of the box, it was brightly colored. It would tell you what the costume was. Now, me being a big kid, a lot of those costumes didn't fit me. So, you know, I had to. I remember one year, the only one that they had that would fit me was a Sheik. So I had to go as a Sheik. But you know, it wasn't that bad, I guess. But you know, and you know, they had the Universal monsters: Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman. They had Looney Tunes, but the Bugs Bunny mask looked a little creepy with two eye holes in it, and the big ears and things like that. I mean, they had them all. They had Sylvester, Tweety, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd. They had them all. And but toward the end of the run there, and those costumes were only around. I mean, they made them from the 50s all the way up through the early 90s, and then they kind of died out for the more fabric type costumes that you get now that are on a hanger so you can see the whole entire thing. They don't come in a box anymore like they used to. But Star Wars, right before the end there, Collegeville or Ben Cooper got the rights to do Star Wars, and they had Darth Vader and they had stormtroopers, and I remember my brother had one. There was an old TV show, maybe you never heard of it, called Battlestar Galactica, and my brother had a Cylon costume. Cylon was a knockoff of the stormtroopers from Star Wars, and Cylons were the bad guys on Battlestar Galactica. So I remember he had a Cylon costume. And we played with that mask till the gold wore off of it, and it was just clear plastic. But it was fun. I remember that. So I want to ask our listeners, okay, you can give us a call on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line at 724-438-4593. Do you remember costumes in a box? And if so, what were some of the ones that you had as a kid? Okay. Maybe you were the Lone Ranger, or maybe you were Batman or Superman. They had all the superheroes as well. I remember in Brownsville, we had our parade on Saturday in the evening. And, we don't get the crowds we used to, but I don't think anybody does. But they have the one here in Uniontown yet, or is that tomorrow?
I think it's coming up soon. They haven't had it yet, but yeah, it's either tomorrow or... I wish I knew that exact day. Maybe one of our listeners will know. Well,
Connellsville's is tonight, so
right.
I'm going back. I'm going to take a fire engine out there to Connellsville. It's my students are there, and let them ride along. And so they have a big parade. It's if there's not 3,000 people along that parade route, there's not one.
Wow,
and that's
great,
and that's amazing because it used to be that way even in Brownsville. Not that many people, but I remember them being 2 and 3 deep all along the parade route. And the fire department, when Clark Candy Company was still in Pittsburgh, we would go to and buy 25-pound boxes of the peanut butter kisses in the black and orange wax paper wrapper. They're made by Clark. They still make them. Clark doesn't make them anymore. Clark's out of business, but yeah, and if you remember those or not, Nick,
I do not.
They were in black. They were wrapped up, twist wrapped in black and orange cellophane. They were like a taffy type with a little bit of peanut butter in the middle of it. And we used to hand those out at the parade. And the thing is, our chief would never let us throw them. We had to walk along the parade route and hand them out. And you wouldn't believe how many adults stuck their hand out for those things.
Sure.
So, but also it seems when we trick-or-treated back in the day, it seems like the fun-sized candy bars were bigger then. Of course, when you're a kid, I think everything seems bigger.
Yeah, you're right.
When I swear when I was a kid, a dilly bar, if you could see my hands, was this big. It wasn't, but it just seemed like it was.
Sure.
And now it's about the size of a 50-cent piece. No, it's a little bigger than that, but it just seems like everything's shrinking and nothing gets bigger anymore. But yeah, I remember fun-sized candy bars, all of them, Snickers, Milky Way, and the coolest house on the block was the one that gave full-size candy bars out. All right, if you could find that house, you hit the jackpot. So I know I can never afford to give full-size candy bars out. I always give the fun-size ones. And and things like that. But those were the cool ones. So, to the listeners, share your Halloween memories with us. Here in Uniontown or Brownsville or wherever you're listening, and wherever you grew up. And again, give us a call on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line 724-438-4593, or chime in on Facebook and let us know. I'm sure we have some fond memories out there. What was the costume that you wanted? Were you able to get it? And once you got it, how long did you leave it on before you took it off because you were sweating to death? But those were fun times, and those costumes were pretty much all the same format. And then they started to get into more realistic costumes with fabric, things like that. So we have a call?
We do, yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, you're on the air. Good afternoon.
Well, hello, Ron. It's Leanne. Because
Leanne.
you sort of, yeah, and I can take all the criticism for not having Halloween candy there for you, but what can I say? You know,
That's okay. It'll be half price here in a few days.
I was going to say that you brought back a lot of memories. In fact, Leanne's not a spring chicken, so she has up in her closet a Cookie Monster Halloween costume that my son wore when he was preschool, and it has the old plastic mask and and I believe it was from Collegeville, but that's what you had. And you could also buy masks without the costume part. So you could whip up your own homemade costume or just wear whatever, and then you could have a mask from a character, and they probably sold those at Murphy's, or something like
that's
that.
where I used to get mine.
Absolutely. And, so that was a big deal. And of course, as you wore this thing, there was no ventilation, so you would get this
None
buildup.
whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah. You get this, they get pretty, moist inside, let's say.
Yeah, like I said, the moisture would be dripping all out of the bottom of the mask.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. So, but are you talking to Nick about the taffies? It's like it wasn't Halloween unless you had those taffies with the peanut butter in the middle.
That's right, peanut butter kisses. So we used to go down to Clark Candy Company and buy those in 25-pound boxes.
Yeah, those are difficult to find. And in fact, I don't think they carry them a lot of places anymore because that's an old-fashioned candy.
Right.
But it was like you had to have those. You had to have them.
Yeah.
And that brought back a lot of memories.
Well, that's the gist of the show, and we like to bring up good nostalgia, and things like that. And I remember fondly those days, when you had, and those costumes were pretty inexpensive, if I remember correctly, maybe $5.
Or something like that. Yeah, I'll have to double check mine to see what the price is.
But do you still have the box?
Oh yeah, it's in the box. And I think my son was maybe in third grade, so this would have been something like, it was still in the 80s. Okay,
right.
So they were still pumping them out then in the box, But I do have a funny story. So my girlfriend and I had kids, same town, and they were in the same grade. So when they would go trick or treating, we'd walk around with them, and we would dress up too. Okay?
Oh, sure. That's the fun.
So one year she decided we needed to be nuns. Okay. So I went, oh God. And I went up to, what the heck is the name of that? Spencer's. And I bought 2 nuns headpieces, and they said like, none of your crap and none of the above written across them, something like that,
Good thing you didn't run into any real nuns. You get cracked over your knuckles with their yardstick.
But so many people go, why are there nuns walking around? It's like, can't you read my head? It says none of the above. But we got so many comments about that. Hey, there's these nuns taking these kids around. They must be from Catholic school. We're like, no, they're not. Oh my God. That was a lot of fun, though. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
you missed it, Nick.
Oh, I missed it. Sounds like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Did you ever get dressed up, TJ?
TJ's not here.
I think he did.
Oh, I
did a little bit back in the day. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, I would go out there mostly just to get candy. I mean, like most kids. That was the fun of it for me more than the costume. But
really, because you could wear anything, and
exactly.
I would tell another story, but I don't want to take up all your time. God.
Well, you've hit the nail on the head, Leanne, because. That's exactly what I was thinking when I came up with this topic for today's show, and I remember stacks of those boxes, and kids going through them and taking the mask, and those masks they would crack really really easy. But do you remember? I'm sure lines of kids in those costumes and for the school Halloween parade, right? March around, and I look forward to that. When I was a kid. Just getting together with your friends and showing your costumes off and things like that, and we would march around the school and things like that, and get candy and things like that. So, I don't even think they do that anymore.
And the PTA moms would always have there was orange drink in a half pint carton that was like the best thing in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
And we thought we died and went to heaven because we got to have this orange drink and some other treat. And if you were your goal was to win either most original costume or prettiest costume or something like that.
Right.
And one of my siblings, a brother, won because my mother dressed him up like a girl.
Oh boy.
Yeah, well, it was like, oh, that's a little boy dressed like a girl. Nobody, didn't make any comments or whatever. And we were so jealous because, But a lot of good memories there.
Well, when you were a kid, were fun-sized candy bars bigger? I think
they absolutely were. And in fact, they only came out with fun-sized candy bars around the time when I was getting too old. I don't know how old you are, Ron.
I'm 55, soon to be 56.
Okay, well, I'm quite a bit older than you. They had just started coming out, and you're right. It was like if you had a full-size candy bar, first of all, you had to hide it from your parents because while they were checking your candy to make sure it was safe,
right.
Suddenly the good stuff disappeared. So you had to be careful. But it was like, oh, fun-sized candy bar. What fun is this? There's no candy bar here. Now, they were easily 3 bites or something. Now they're 1 good bite and a half. They're
right.
Everything's shrinkflation. Everything's shrinking.
Now let me ask you this, Leanne. Did you ever go racking?
Yes. In fact, my sisters and I were talking about it. It's like, well, I had older brothers, so of course they did all sorts of things that were secret from parents. I don't know what they did. We
soaping windows and racking and things like that.
I guess.
Now, if you gave out full-size candy bars, you were spared from that, of course.
You're exactly right. That was your ransom. It was like paying off the mafia,
Yeah.
But so the lower part of our family, the younger ones, we decided that we were missing out, so we were going to go racking, okay? I just checked this out with my sister yesterday, if you must know. So it was common knowledge that if the farmer harvested his corn, there were always a few strays that never got picked up. So all you had to do was go into a harvested farmer's field, and you could find enough corn for racking. Mm-hmm. So you saved it up, okay? So we're going to go racking. We hit one house, and when the owner came out with his shotgun and our racking days were over. PDQ, let me tell you, I've never been so scared of my life. And we took off running, of course, and I'm like, we're just little kids. And of course, we never did tell our mother that because she'd have a fit.
Yeah, well, we did that too, and it was harmless enough,
It was harmless, right? It was harmless. Soaping could be a little nasty, but racking was harmless. And
yeah, I remember our house, my mother's like, is it hailing outside? No, we just got racked.
No.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it was a rack, yeah. It's like, it would scare you.
Yeah.
But I'm talking to my mom, and I'm like, she goes, these kids do all this stuff. I says, well, when you were growing up, didn't anybody do anything? She goes, yeah, my brothers used to turn over outhouses. I said, that's a little bit more,
That's kind of extreme, yes.
Oh, my God. I said so. Then she kind of gave us less grief, and All
right.
So.
Well,
but anyway, I don't want to take up all your time. I'm sure.
Well, thank you, Leanne. It's always good to hear from. Always good to hear from you. And happy Halloween.
Oh, thank you so much. You take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we due for first break, Nick?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll go ahead and take that. You're listening to 590 AM, 101.1 FM, W266DB, WMBS Uniontown.
No Magical Mystery Tour is complete without a stop at the Sandwich Shop and Deli, just off of Abbey Road at 121 Brownsville Avenue in the Square, Brownsville. Enjoy a made-to-order sandwich with a bowl of Sabina's homemade soup. Try an authentic New York bagel slathered with one of their delectable toppings, or perhaps just a visit to the coffee bar for a delicious gourmet brew. Don't forget a cookie, brownie, or tempting dessert. Fresh Baked Daily. Call 724-785-4089. The Sandwich Shop and Deli, Brownsville.
When you need to service your vehicle, there is one local shop ready to meet all your needs. Nate Tate and the boys at Tate's Auto Repair in Uniontown do it all, from engine work and routine maintenance to tires, brakes, oil changes, and state inspections. Call Tate's today at 724-550-4756 or stop at the shop at 250 Connellsville Street to ensure your vehicle is ready to go for any trip in any weather. Tate's, proud sponsor of the lighter side on WMBS.
Are you looking for professional photography for your wedding or engagement, senior photos, or any other special event? Well, then look no further than award-winning Jeffrey W. Hughes Photography. Also offering photography classes, workshops, and tours of the Laurel Highlands. Get in contact at 724-322-0034 or visit jwhphotography.shop.
Okay, if you recognize that song, that was the theme song from Chiller Theater with Chilly Billy Cardille on Channel 11. Every Saturday night, you had Chilly Billy, you had Terminal Stare. I don't remember. Terminal Stare was a good-looking woman. I don't remember who the rest of the characters were. I just remember Chilly Billy and Terminal Stare. And he'd play some old horror classic movies. So, I miss those days. That was every night. I'm sure many of you remember that. So I'm going to get to today's trivia question. And if you get this correct, you win $10 worth of Simply a Buck instant lottery tickets, scratch-off lottery tickets from the PA Lottery, benefiting older Pennsylvanians. So today's trivia question deals with a classic Halloween film. In the 1974 Mel Brooks classic Young Frankenstein, Frederick Frankenstein, or Frederick Frankenstein, Gene Wilder, and the monster Peter Boyle sang and danced on stage to what song? All right, one more time. In the 1974 Mel Brooks classic Young Frankenstein, Frederick Frankenstein, Gene Wilder, and the monster Peter Boyle sang and danced on stage to what song? All right, you give us a call on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line at 724-438-4593. Give me the correct answer, and you'll win these 10 scratch-off tickets and maybe a little bit of cash in your pocket. So, is it ringing already?
It's ringing.
All right.
Off the hook, Ron.
Do you know the answer to that question?
I'm pretty sure I do, yes.
Okay. All right. Somebody does.
Know. Somebody does.
All right.
You know for sure, I hope. All right. Oh, you're on the air. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hey, this is Mike from Fairchance.
Hey, Mike, do you know the answer?
I think I do. Putting on the Ritz?
You're right. It was Putting on the Ritz. The monster would say, slapped his cane on super duper. Remember?
Yeah, I know.
Then the light blew out and he got scared and, the whole place, yeah.
I remember when he was, when he went out into the countryside and he went to that guy's place got soup.
Gene Hackman, yeah. Harold. Harold the blind man, yeah.
Yeah. God almighty.
And then he said
the
cigars. He pulled the cigars out and said, "I've been saving these for a special occasion." And he lit his thumb on fire. Mel Brooks is the master. Still is, and he's like 90-some years old, but yeah. So Young Frankenstein, it was definitely Putting on the Ritz. So by fair chance.
He kept telling Igor, he kept looking at his hump because it kept switching from one shoulder to the other shoulder.
What hump? I'm a rather gifted surgeon. I can help you with that hump. What hump?
Yeah, what hump?
Yeah, but that was a classic.
So. Anyway, when I was a kid, oh my God, we racked so much in the patch, and it was so much fun. We would just go get the corn and chuck it and put it in brown paper bags. You always had to double the paper bags so they wouldn't rip on you.
Right.
And what was back then is so many homes had aluminum siding and aluminum awnings. And you'd hide behind the bushes and throw it, and they'd come out on the porch and turn the light on and scream and yell. And as soon as they went back in, you hit them one more time, And, we had a blast. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was harmless.
But I tell you what, I'm glad they don't do that anymore because I wouldn't want to be sweeping up all that corn.
You got a point there. I mean, they don't now that I said this, my house will probably be the first one to get hit tonight. So, but if that's the case, I had it coming. So,
we didn't do anything like we didn't throw eggs or we didn't soap. At least not in the patch I grew up in, York Run. Yeah. We just threw corn.
Yeah,
and then we went trick.
It was harmless. It was harmless enough,
Yeah.
Do you remember? Well, all right. Well, I was going to ask you if you remember the peanut butter kisses and the orange and black swag.
Oh my God, yes. I used to. There was a place when we used to go to the beach up in Grantsville. It was like a candy shop and a produce place.
It's still there.
It was called Candyland.
He'll talk.
Yeah, and you could. we would take the kids there, and they would take a bag and they would go through there.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of that old-fashioned candy.
Yeah,
and
I used to. I think it's still open, but maybe the inventory isn't what it used to be. But I've gone there many times. So
we always. I think the kids like that better than going to the beach.
Well, probably so. Yeah. So, well, Mike, always good to hear from you, my friend.
Okay, I'll stop down one day.
All right,
and get the tickets.
You can pick them up. They'll be out front during normal business hours.
Well, thank you very much. See you guys.
Take care, Mike. All right.
Bye.
So, Mike's a regular listener, regular caller. Do we have another call, or is that?
We do not at the moment. But
Okay.
Someone wants to join us.
All right, yeah.
724-438-4593.
Yeah, we've got about 15 minutes left in the show. So, so we're sharing some memories about Halloween's past, the box costumes. And, Nick, you're probably more of the Spirit Halloween store generation.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Spirit Halloween.
Yeah,
yes.
So those stores that just mysteriously appear.
Every
around,
October.
Yeah,
they just
October,
pop up.
and then they disappear.
That's it.
Right after,
That's
know.
it.
And it's a wonder they don't convert those to like Christmas tree stores or something
exactly.
like that.
You think they would.
But, do you remember Pool City down in around Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pool City.
During the off season, they sold Christmas trees and things like that. And then,
that's smart.
After the holidays, they marked everything down, and the place was like a madhouse. People buying their 10-foot Mountain Kings for next year, and things like that. But it was Halloween was a lot of fun. Still is, but it's different when I was growing up.
Yeah,
and
for kids, really. I mean,
it
as you
is,
get older,
and the old vinyl costumes that Leanne talked about. We would sweat to death in those things, but we didn't care. No. It was a lot of fun. You take the mask off, and then I remember some people we'd trick or treat. Some people would give us pennies. Right. Some people would give us popcorn balls. Are you a popcorn ball fan?
A little bit, yeah. They're not bad.
Yeah, so you'd eat those, but some people would give apples.
No. That's always the house you avoided.
Yeah,
the little old lady.
Usually green apples from the tree in the backyard.
Yeah, that's the one you racked. Yeah, with your toilet paper on.
Yeah, well, I never TP'd a house.
No,
ever.
Me neither. That's a step too far for us, Rod. We're good boys.
Yes, you can see the halos above our heads.
That's right, absolutely. We're pure.
But I never did that. Never did any destructive things. Threw a few eggs in my day, but
why not?
But and we racked quite a bit, and but kids don't do that anymore.
No. But, they're all on the phone, Rod. Not to sound like an old man.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. But ask any teacher. I mean, they're the bane of our existence.
That's right. But unfortunately, yeah. I mean, they're good in some ways, but mostly negative, I would think.
They are.
Yeah.
But it's a different generation. But anyway,
sure.
It's fun to think about the way it used to be. And there was one other company besides Collegeville and Ben Cooper, and it was Halco. Halco actually had a small factory down near Charleroi, PA. It was on the other side of the bridge. It was on the Monessen side. And I think they still make Santa Claus suits there. Halco is one of the largest manufacturer of, let's say, economy Santa Claus suits, with the vinyl, the black vinyl boot tops on the bottom and the vinyl belt that would tear after a couple of times you wearing it, and the wig with the beard and the glasses and everything. So, but those were all, I definitely have the girth to play Santa Claus. But if I ever do it, I'm going to have a professionally made suit, and I want to look the part. But
have to go all out, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever do that though.
No,
I got my feet in too many other projects right now, and if I take on any more,
you don't have time or the energy to professionally portray Santa.
I do not.
Oh, that's funny.
And I would want to know what my motivation is,
right?
And I would probably do it in a Shakespearean type, what do they call it?
Method
meter.
acting.
Yeah,
meter.
Yeah,
you're
meter.
a method actor. You're like
I am.
Daniel Day-Lewis or Philip
Yes.
Seymour Hoffman.
Yes,
all the three namers.
Yes, absolutely. Did you ever hear Gilbert Gottfried's routine on the 2 named people and 3 named people?
No, but he was the best.
You have to look that up.
I missed
obviously,
Gilbert.
we can't play it on the air.
No,
but,
of course not. How much of his material can you play on this
Yeah, but
station or any station?
He talked about Jan Michael Vincent and Mary Tyler Moore and all these 3 named people.
Right.
And he the way he did it though, it was hilarious. And that voice of his,
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, he was.
He's the Aflac Duck, for gosh sakes.
Yeah, he was. Because I think he passed away.
He did. Unfortunately.
Mistaken. So now you have Nick Saban and Coach Prime.
That's right, Dion. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, his Buffaloes took a licking over the weekend.
They did, absolutely. 48-0 at one point against Utah.
Yeah, Prime was not happy.
No.
I was, they always cut to the coaches every time something good or bad happens, to get their reaction, and Prime was not happy.
That was an old-fashioned beating.
Yes.
It's a shellacking.
Yes. Yeah, that's another good one.
It happens, yeah.
All right.
I'm full of it.
We do for our second break?
We are, sir. Let's do it.
Let's go ahead and take that. You're listening to 590 AM, 101.1 FM, W266DB, WMBS Uniontown.
No Magical Mystery Tour is complete without a stop at the Sandwich Shop and Deli, just off of Abbey Road at 121 Brownsville Avenue in the Square, Brownsville. Enjoy a made-to-order sandwich with a bowl of Sabina's homemade soup. Try an authentic New York bagel slathered with one of their delectable toppings, or perhaps just a visit to the coffee bar for a delicious gourmet brew. Don't forget a cookie, brownie, or tempting dessert. Fresh baked daily. Call 724-785-4089. The Sandwich Shop and Deli, Brownsville.
When you need to service your vehicle, there is one local shop ready to meet all your needs. Nate Tate and the boys at Tate's Auto Repair in Uniontown do it all, from engine work and routine maintenance to tires, brakes, oil changes, and state inspections. Call Tate's today at 724-550-4756 or stop at the shop at 250 Connellsville Street to ensure your vehicle is ready to go for any trip in any weather. Tate's, proud sponsor of the lighter side on WMBS.
Are you looking for professional photography for your wedding or engagement, senior photos, or any other special event? Well, then look no further than award-winning Jeffrey W. Hughes Photography. Also offering photography classes, workshops, and tours of the Laurel Highlands. Get in contact at 724-322-0034 or visit jwhphotography.shop.
Well, if you don't recognize that intro, that's Bobby Boris something or other. But one hit wonder with a Monster Mash, and that is the quintessential Halloween tune. I always like to hear that. I don't get tired of that.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
This is not our lottery cue, by the way.
Yeah, it's not our lottery cue.
Part of the show.
Please
Boys
don't
Pickett.
call in for lottery tickets. It's
That's
not
it.
part of it. So, but yeah, yeah, I like that song. He does Boris Karloff's voice perfectly.
Yeah.
So there's an old video of him doing that on live ones. I think it was on American Bandstand or something, and he looked kind of weird doing that. But I guess it's a novelty song, but it's been around forever since I think the early '60s, and it doesn't get old because the only time they play it's Halloween, and so it doesn't really have a chance. But we've been talking about some vintage Halloween type things, the box costumes. Made by Collegeville or Ben Cooper or Halco, that would come every year. And I've seen some old Collegeville catalogs and how they advertise that stuff. And usually, whatever the hot TV shows were that particular year, they tried to license that. One of my favorite TV shows, of course, was Emergency. And I looked, and sure enough, they had an emergency costume, but it wasn't any of the characters. It was just a generic firefighter with a number 51 on his helmet. And they repurposed it a few years later. So, but it'd be interesting to see how those are made. I know there's a documentary called Halloween in a Box that talks all about those 3 manufacturers and how they competed with each other. And I think the peak of the business was probably in the early 70s. And then as costume technology evolved, those old box costumes were phased out. But, and I agree. I still say, like I've already said a couple times during this broadcast, that, the candy was bigger back then. It just seemed like it was. And Leanne agreed with me so far, and so did Nick. But,
Yes.
Things, you're right. Things are bigger. Things were bigger then. And, life is shrinking, it seems like. But, and prices are increasing. The size of the product is decreasing. But, que sera, sera. So anyway, give us a call on the WV Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593, and tell us about your Halloween memories. If you're from that generation, or if you're from a younger one that did the Spirit Halloween type thing, those type of costumes. Or did you get creative and make your own? Some of the homemade costumes were pretty good. I remember my oldest daughter, who will be 35 in December. I remember when she was little, her first trick or treat, it was a cold, windy, rainy day, and we made an M&M costume for her. And it was we took fabric and stuffing and a piece of round wood, and we made an orange M&M and made little suspenders, so it was on the front and back of her. And, she got a lot of compliments on that. And I remember the classic, the balloons in the cellophane bag to be the bag of jelly beans or the bubblegum machine. That's a good one. Over the weekend, I saw some traffic cones, people dressed as traffic cones.
I like that.
And they even, I have a dachshund dog, a wiener dog, and they even make a little bun with a hot dog on it. You can get your dachshund, but he won't keep that on for some reason. I don't know why. He's probably afraid of some people might pick him up and start eating him. But yeah, he was a cute little guy, still is, but he's not much for Halloween. So he'd rather stay in the house and just bark at the mailman.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah, absolutely. But I'm trying to really think. I remember the costume I wanted, back in 1978, I remember, was Buford T. Justice from Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh.
All right.
Burt Reynolds, right?
Well, yeah, but it was Jackie Gleason. Played Buford.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
Burt Reynolds played the bandit.
Oh, yes.
Jackie Gleason was the sheriff.
Oh, he
you
was
remember
the best.
chasing
Jackie
him?
Gleason.
Yeah.
Honeymooners.
Yeah, he was.
You watch
and,
that again.
but
Sally
yeah,
Field.
It's a classic. The sequels weren't so good, but
No.
they rarely
Well,
are.
Exactly.
But
Except
yeah.
for The Godfather, that's it.
Oh yeah, Godfather Part 2 was better than 1, I think.
I agree.
Told more of the story, the backstory, but
Yes.
I never saw any Vito Corleone.
No Vito Corleone
No.
Halloween costume.
No, or Michael Corleone, or
Yeah.
Sonny, or anybody.
Yeah, that's right. Mo Green.
Yeah, Mo Green. Yeah, he met an unfortunate
Yeah,
end
that
there.
didn't end well for him.
Yes, but yeah, it's so you're a fan of The Godfather?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Well, there was a teacher I worked with. He retired, but he and I were both fans. We'd send students with messages back and forth, like, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah.
Or
I need to watch those again. So
if history's taught us anything, it's like we can get to anybody.
That's it.
He always claimed that was a reference to the John F. Kennedy assassination.
Oh, very well could be, yeah.
But all those things. Take the gun, leave the cannoli.
Oh, that's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great life lesson.
Yes, it is.
Deep.
From Clemenza.
That's it.
Yeah, and was it? Can't remember the young guy that met his end there.
Oh yeah.
He was the turncoat. But anyway,
Yeah, you're right.
But
I have to remember, but yeah. those are
Carlo
great movies.
got his in the end.
Sure.
They told him one thing, and then he didn't make it.
No, he did not.
Neither did Sal Tessio.
Yeah.
Can you let me off the hook for old time's sake?
That's
Can't do
it.
it, Sally.
That's it. Yeah, we could recite the whole movie.
Yeah, we could,
certainly.
we
It's been
could,
a
but-
while since I've seen them,
but
but
we,
they're the best.
So we have a few minutes left. Let's
Yeah.
see.
It is 3:56. We have about 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, so
sir.
we can sneak in a call if somebody wants to
Absolutely.
give us a call on the WV Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Got a few comments on Facebook. Thank you for those. One listener said this is the best show on WMBS. I don't know about that, but I do appreciate the compliment.
It's up there. I can concur with that because I don't want to, upset
Yeah.
the other host that I work with, but you're one of my favorites, Ron.
Oh, thank you,
especially
Nick.
when you bring food in. It's
Oh,
been
of
a while.
course. Yeah, I got to bring you some donuts. Well,
Absolutely.
no.
Well-
You know, I have to bring you some healthy snacks now. I mean, Nick is very svelte.
Oh, I don't know
now.
about that.
So, he looks really, really good.
I'm just less big. I
yeah,
don't know
well,
about svelte.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
So,
We're getting there, buddy. Oh, we have someone on the line.
Oh, okay.
They're tired of us going back and forth. All right. Hi, you're on the air. Good afternoon.
I know you're not allowed to call back, but I have to because I know the answers.
Okay.
The person from The Godfather was Fredo,
That's it,
Yes.
Fredo. Thanks,
the
Leanne.
turncoat. And he said, lose the gun, take the cannoli, not the other way.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're
You
half
have to say
asleep.
the
Thanks,
cannoli.
Leanne. She said it
Yes, you have
straight.
to say the cannoli. Goodbye.
Thank you,
Bye,
dear.
Leanne.
Thank you, dear. Thank God for Leanne to set us straight.
Yeah, good friend of the station. For
Absolutely,
Sure.
the best.
So, but yeah, leave the gun, take the cannoli.
That's it. That's all you need.
But yeah, those I don't know if I'd want those cannoli after
Well,
what
that's
happened
true.
in that
Yeah,
car.
that's
but,
true. Yeah, they might be a little stained.
But yeah, it's a good it's a good thing to remember, the good times when you were a kid, because there's nowadays, I mean, our country's so divided on things, and that's about as political as I'm going to get. That's my number one rule: no politics. On
Cut it
my
off
show.
at that point.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was but it was a good time, and and I like to now that I have a grandson, he had his first Halloween.
Aw.
And he got to go in the parade with Pap driving the fire truck. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So hopefully, well, he won't remember that. He's too little. But
He dressing up?
oh yeah, Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo. That's a
Scooby-Doo.
classic. That's
Yeah,
been
that
around
is a
forever,
classic,
and it will
so-
continue.
So I think we're getting close.
We
right?
are, buddy.
All right. So Nick, it was always a pleasure.
Likewise.
All
Thanks,
right.
Ron.
I'm sure TJ's somewhere trying to wrestle candy off kids.
Yes, he's fighting a 5-year-old for a mini Kit Kat.
Yes.
Shame on you, TJ.
So, but
Yeah.
anyway, so thank you for listening to The Lighter Side, and God willing, we'll catch you next week.
You've been listening to The Lighter Side with Ron Barry.